Hey universe, how's it going? The Dungeon Slime here to waste some time, do some yapping, and other bits and pieces. It's been a while. My computer's going a bit crazy. There we go. Not entirely sure which parts of me are going more crazy than other parts, but yeah. Here we are. Another glorious day. What day is it? It's Tuesday. There you go. Anyway, I've been sat around watching trash and thinking trash and being trash. Generally being trash. And just a little bit ago, I was sat there on the internet watching folks being like, look at all of my amazing scenery. Look at all of my amazing bits and bobs for my tabletop RPGing. Oh, it was marvellous, it was. Twitch requires additional permissions to send messages. How exciting. I'm stuck using Streamlabs desktop because it's the cheapest way to stream kind of reasonable depth in both directions. So yeah, that's a thing. Let me know if the audio's trash. It's a bit loud in my earphones at the moment, so maybe it is a bit substandard. Which one's my headphones? This one. There we go. Turned it down in my headphones a wee bit. That's better. So yeah, right. Anyway, I've been sat there, and what else have I been doing? I got Lancer. Did I have Lancer last time I rambled? I don't know if I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I have it now though. It's very pretty. Not read it. I'll read it at some point. Probably. Certainly. I'll definitely read it at some point. Getting around to reading stuff is just like I could just sit there and stare into space instead, and I'm really good at staring into space. If there's one thing I'm skilled at, it's staring into space. I feel like I need to calibrate. Do I need to calibrate? It's been so long, I think I've forgotten how most of this stuff works. Tracking... was it in here? Here? No, I can't remember. It's gone. It's all gone. Everything's gone. For some reason all my stuff feels very zoomed in. There we go. A bit less zoomed in. It's like my monitor's resolution has gone down or something. But it hasn't. I expect. I presume. I expect I'd noticed if it did. But yeah. What else have I been doing? Being angry at the internet for being wrong. Done that quite a bit. Stupid internet. Forever full of people who are wrong. And then what else have we done? Done a lot of work. Been writing incredibly boring documents. Then back to what I was thinking about and why I decided that I had to do some strength is that A, I got some new dudes and I've been doing some bits and pieces, but B, yes, I was watching this thing and you see it a lot, right? They've got these exciting dice droppy things where you drop dice into them. They must cost like 50 quid. They got all the figures and they're all nicely painted, unlike mine, whether I would just base or bait undercoated, whatever. It is what it is. But what was I thinking about? Yeah, and they've got like miniatures to build out their boards and all sorts. And I was like, well, why not just why not do something, what I think is kind of like one of the primary essences of tabletop roleplay and why it's such a cool, like, wee thing to be into is that, basically it's free, right? You don't need to pay lots of money for it. Really, all you need is some dice. In this case, I'm going to need a couple more dice. But all you need is dice, right? There's there, right? Dice, character sheet. And what I've got here is a BRP SRD character sheet. So this is a system reference document version of a character sheet. And yeah, so I've got the SRD, which is here. Let's give you a wee look at the SRD. Where is it? SRD. Forgotten how everything works. This button? No, I don't have a button. Adobe, where are you? Oh, you're not on here. That's annoying. I presume it must be back over on one of the other screens. We're going to go on an adventure. I don't have anything horrifying to try. That's not horrifying, but probably don't want to. Yeah, I don't need that. So you shoo off of my screen. I've got too many windows open. I'm so not prepared. But this is what happens when you decide to just go online and go poof. Here we are, everybody. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. That was it. We want to go to a browser scene. And then we've got this one. Copy. And then back to here. And paste. There we go. And there we go. Not quite right. Let's do this and this. So one of the reasons for picking this SRD is it's pretty small, right? Not only is it small, nice plain paper, you could easily print this off like at work or something if you wanted to, if you were so inclined. Back in the day, I did a lot of printing at work, so I could have games. And BRP is also pretty straightforward, I think, from what I remember, but it's a bit more crunchy than some systems. But anyway, SRDs, you can get them for free. They're on the internet. Lots of games have them, and if you're willing to put in a bit of effort, you can use them, and it's great. So I printed out the sheet as well. Can I put that underneath that? Maybe? No, because it went one level too high. There we go. Just in case anyone does show up and they feel like nattering. Click here to grant permissions. Should I grant permissions? Make sure you trust Streamlabs. Just about. I trust it about as much as I trust anything, which is not very much. But anyway, simple enough character sheet. Let's get down to it. Materials you need to play. Players need little other than these rules here. I think there's only like 20 pages worth of rules. So you've got kind of like some pre-bump that you don't need. And then the rest of the stuff, yeah, about 20 pages of rules. Gee, 20 pages. Just today I was I'm currently writing a whole bunch of service documentation, and that's up to like 60 pages. I'm also on the side currently writing an OD&D thing. We'll look at that later. But yeah, that's just a thing. But yeah, so this gives us all the basic instructions on how to make characters and how to play the game. But so first of all, name, ancestries, gender, handedness, they collect that. I think that's more relevant for a game like King Arthur or Rune Quest. That's what it's called, right? Where people were superstitious about left-handed people. Distinctive features, so a whole bunch of stuff that we stick up here in the top left-hand corner. But what we want to do, the exciting stuff, right? Everyone wants to be doing the exciting stuff, which is rolling for statistics. So by default, we see here it's broadly 3d6 added together to get our various statistics, and we get ourselves a wee pencil. So first stat, 12, not too bad. There we go. 12. Right, next one. Let's see what we get. Constitution. So this is how much of a pounding one can take. 7. Not much of a pounding. We are averse to being pounded. Size. The size is 2d6 plus 6. So 10, 12. 12 again. Kind of average. Next, intelligence. 2d6 plus 6 again. Okay, cool. Oh, that's very good. So 12, 17. Maths, live on air. What's next? Intelligence, power. 3d6. Right, let's give this a roll. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm not showing you the dice rolls anymore. That's because I'm an idiot. 12. Again, that's not too bad. Let's try and get all this on the page all at once. 12. Cool. And then dexterity. 3d6. 10. Not too bad. And then appearance. Occasionally refined as charisma. 11. Right. So broadly, strength 12, kind of tough. Constitution 7, kind of sickly. Size 12. Probably a bit, bit of a tall one, but not too tall. Intelligence 17, so that's good. That's really good. 17. Power 12, kind of average. Dexterity 10, not great. And appearance 11. So cool. Characteristic. So what I was thinking as well as a setting was kind of a sci-fi kind of thing, right? That'll be more relevant later on. So if characters aren't exactly as desired, you can move 3 points up or down. I think we're fine with these statistics. Characteristic rolls, yeah, a bit of what's going on here? Many capabilities of character are measured in skills. There are times, however, when a simpler roll is needed to determine if a character is successful as an activity based on a characteristic. If there is an opposing value, use resistance table to find later on. If there's no obvious opposing value, use a characteristic roll. Each characteristic roll is made against a characteristic multiplied by 5. So really what we have here is that what we've got? Yeah, okay. So what we do here is we multiply by 5 to get the next number across. So 12 gives us a 60, 7 gives us a 35, 17 gives us a big old number. 17 is what? 75? 50? 60. 17 is 60. 12 is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 6. Wait, what? That's definitely not 60. 17 times. I've forgotten how numbers work. How embarrassing. 5, 10. So 50 to get there. 35. So I was right. 85. It was 85. I thought that first. And then I tried to do maths, and it all fell apart. 60, 50, 50. Right, because this game uses a lot of percentages. So basically, if we can we force the door open? We go, well, it's a straight strength roll. Then we go, okay, cool. So that would be 60. We get the door open with a 38, right? Top. Nice and easy. Luck? Luck based off of power. Derived characteristics. Move. Move is a game value. All humans have a move of 10, right? Where are these kept? There. 10. Hit points equal to con plus size divided by 2. Rounded up. Okay, cool. So that's con 12, con 7, size 19, 10. Right. 10. Power points are equal to a power. Right. Power points are equal to power. There you go. Nice and easy. 12. We have more power than we have the ability to not be murdered, which is, a mood. Damage bonus is strength plus size. So 19 again, and a 19 gives us no bonus. Cool. Next, skills. There is a list of skills a character may use. Skills are used as a skill chance of a percentage, blah, 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 blah. We already know we're using percentages. How many a character with below 5% in a skill is a hapless novice. Someone 6 to 25 is a neophyte. That's a word to use, eh? Skill ratings. Yeah, okay, cool. Many skills, parentheses, if desired, should modify the skill list. Yeah. Professions and profession skills. So these are some examples of some professions. So you get 300 skill points to allocate across the skills that are in your profession. Cool. So that's a number. 300. That's a big number. 300. Let's bring this over here a bit, right? What kind of skills have we got? We've got art, artillery, bargain, brawl. Brawling's always useful, right? Dodge, which starts at dex times 2. Fine manipulation, first aid, fly, gaming, grapple, heavy machinery, heavy weapons, hide, insight, jump. Yeah. So what kind of ideas do we think we have for the character here? Probably. Well, we definitely want to be good at shooting stuff, right? So where's firearms? Firearms starts at nothing. We're going to want to be pretty good, right? So, is there any limit at starting points? No. Oh, right, there we go. Game Master may ask players not to raise skills higher than 75%. There you go. So, I think we're going to have firearms at 75%. Because it'd be pretty crazy not to. First aid sounds kind of important. Let's give that 25%. What else have we got? Listen sounds like it could be important. So if we give that another 25, that will take that to 50. Melee weapon sounds like we should probably have some of that. So if we have that. 50, that's 175. Persuade sounds pretty useful. Persuade, so give it another. If we give it another 25 points to 40, that takes us up to 200 points. And another 25 points to 65, 225. And then psychotherapy doesn't sound like something that we're interested in. Stealth sounds good. Let's take that to 60 again, so that's another 50. We've got 25 points left. And then strategy. Apparently start off that at 1, so but let's take that to 25. 5, so that's our points, right? So that's our points. Personal skills. Not everyone's entirely their profession or character shouldn't be so narrowly defined. They get intelligence times 10. So that's another 170 points to free spin. So we'll put another 50 in there. Yeah, I keep on. One problem, of course, with doing lots of stuff over here is that my blasted microphone is over here. So 25 off of 170. That leaves us with 145, I think. Command. I probably want to be able to fly a spaceship, right? Flying spaceship sounds cool. Have we got fly? Have we got pilot? Perform, persuade, pilot. There we go. 50 in there, so we're pretty good at flying a spaceship. Ship. I think that takes us down to like 95. Spot sounds important. Let's give that 45. So 30, 70. It's taking us down to. I think we're down to about 40. 40 last points. So energy weapon. That sounds good. Right, cool. Top bananas. Got ourselves some skills. And so what the little tick here means is when you make a roll on it, right? So let's say we do a wee roll. Oh no, that hopefully goes in there. 44. And if that was, say, energy weapons, which is a 40, I'd have failed, which means I could put a little cross in there, which means I get a chance of increasing it at the end of the adventure. So that's cool. Equipment, set of clothing appropriate for character, some pocket money. A few hundred credits, so like 200 credits. Personal heirloom or keepsake, yeah. Some clothes, appropriate equipment. So we've actually got some pew-pew-pews on here. So probably a laser pistol sounds good. Laser pistol. Laser pistols are good. You like pew-pewing. They're in like some kind of. Most of the armor on here. Most of the armor on here is not sci-fi armor, but we're good. Get shot by a laser beam and you're pretty much done anyway. And again here, you'll see in the SRD that we've got rules for basic stuff. Drawing weapons, knocking outs, firing into attacks. But again, it's like if you wanted to shoot someone, you're looking at... is there a range modification to it? I don't think there is. So you'd probably be looking at just rolling flat on your skill, right? So 40% chance to hit, 26. Pew pew, we just shot someone, right? So that's kind of like the thing. For free, we can make a character, right? Print out the sheet, bring it home, be able to like play the game, and it costs the total cost of whatever it costs your company to print out stuff at work or school or college or whatever. And you can now play the game, right? We could give him a name, call him Jack, profession, drifter, human, 22, MB, handedness, ooh, left. Description and distinctive features, right? And now, you know, if you're boring like me, you go, oh, well, we only play alone. We go, okay, well, we've got 2 dice, right? So one of the things that you can do here is you can play with advantage or disadvantage or straight, right? So you go 4 to 6 is a yes, 1 to 3 is a no, right? And if you've got advantage, you roll 2 dice and pick the better one. If you've got disadvantage, you roll 2 dice and pick the worst one. So if you go, okay, right, is Jack currently in jail? 2, 3, either way, no, not currently in jail. Cool. So he's not in jail. They're not in jail. They're off doing something else. Does Jake currently have a mission? No, he's just bumming around. All right, so Jake is in his pants, with a hat on. They got kind of like a laser pistol on the table. They're on like a big old cruise liner, but it's kind of an old cruise liner. It used to be nice, and now it's like 1,000 years later. That's not quite so nice, right? And so this cruise is flying through space, and suddenly there's like a banging on the door. Jack's like, "Who's there? Is it the police?" Yes. Or maybe not the police. Is it the ship security? They're like Palisade luxury security here to see for Jack Zero. And he's like, I haven't done anything. And they're like, well, I guess that means you're in there. He answers the door. He doesn't want to have his door broke down. He opens the door. These 2 security guards are there. They're not in any fancy armor or anything. They kind of just got like company uniforms on with little company hats, right? One doff one's hat, right? They're that kind of duo. And again, they go, all right, come with us. And he's like, what's this about? Right, don't ask us. We just get told to pick people up and take them places. And we're like, okay. Is this a official situation? Next one. 4, yes. Right, so they're taken to the... Jack's taken to a secure room in the security section, and he sat there and he's like, what on earth is going on now? And the door opens up and the captain of the cruiser is there. And he's like, what? And he's got no idea who this is, right? And we're going to see he's going to turn around and do it. They're going to turn around and attempt to be like, hey, how you doing? Put the charm on, right? 66, no charm. Charm is not on because they needed to get a 55 to get the charm roll. No charm. We don't really need the SRD up anymore, do we? I don't think we need the SRD up. No. Let's make the SRD disappear. All right. No, disappear SRD. Right, so let's bring you back over here as well. There we go. So is the captain throwing them off the ship? Yes. They're like, we've had enough of you on this ship, Jack. You're getting off. And he's like, what have I done? I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice person. I haven't done nothing. I'm cool. It's like, doesn't matter. You've had too much trouble. You're off the ship. He's like, can I get my stuff? I mean, no, yeah, you can grab your things. We're dropping you off at the next port, right? And he's like, damn, right? He's like, your ticket ran out like 5 years ago. What are you still doing on this cruiser? And anyway, boom. The game continues, right? So that's kind of like a simple oracle, and you can get a character going for free. So that was something that I wanted to just talk about, right? is just being able to go, look, right, you can grab one of these off the internet, right? You can just start playing. Just start playing. This is one of the things that I say to a lot of people, right? They'll be talking and sat there going, oh, what do I need to do to get started at role playing? And I'm like, all you need to do is start role playing, right? Just start. So it's like before I kind of, I'm very bad at starting things. You might have guessed by the fact that I disappear for long stretches of time. Not so much that I don't want to do any streaming. It's just that my brain just won't do it. I kind of just before this, right? I swear, I sat there for like, how long did I sit there for? I sat there for like half an hour, right? So this is half an hour about half an hour after I'd already like set everything up, tested for sound, you know, done all that kind of stuff. I still just like sat there and like stared at the thing, going, what am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to think about? What am I doing? Why am I here? What is the purpose of the dungeon slime? Why does any of this exist? My word, help me. And it's the same with the role play, right? You could just get started, right? Now, I picked this because you could just print it off, and it's easy to print it off, and it's small. So even if you haven't got like an iPad or a Kindle Fire or a smartphone or nothing, right? You can go get this, and because it's plain paper as well, as in like the actual SRD is plain, you could just print it out, right? You can just print it out and you can play, and it'll be cool, right? And I think it's good, right? And then you can expand on it because it is a very basic set of rules, not just this one, any SRDs. You could go looking for SRDs, but this one was easy to print. You could get the book, you can print it out, you can sit down, you can play. If you do it like double-sided and you do it like A5 size, you can like really get the thing done. So yeah, that was the thing that I really wanted to hark on and really kind of re-hark on. You could just get out there and play. And then you can write your own. And on kind of writing your own, I wonder if yeah. So I've currently been working on an OD&D clone. And OD&D stands for Original Dungeons and Dragons. Which is Dungeons and Dragons from before Dungeons and Dragons was a thing, right? So if you imagine, most of what we know of as Dungeons and Dragons is based off of a delineation from like basic expert Dungeons and Dragons, right? And like Greyhawk, where they went to the D20 system, right? And D20 became like standardized, and that was very much kind of like the direction that Dungeons and Dragons took. Whereas I quite like D6s, right? And I particularly like 2D6. I think 2D6 is a really cool set of dice for a couple of reasons, much going back to the kind of a previous topic, right? Which is everyone's got D6, right? I mean, it's not so much of an issue now, but I mean, like everyone has some D6 in their house. And if you don't, you can make a pet, right? You can make a set of D6, right? It's not difficult. They wouldn't be great D6, but you can make a set of D6. Which means you can play the game, which for me is really important. That level of accessibility that anyone can play, regardless of their family background. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have a huge amount of money, and you know, role playing was cool because it didn't cost a lot, and that continued through a lot of my early life. Not a problem now. As you can tell, my house is full of trash. that I'd be far better off, I expect, without. But I like my trash. But yeah, so I've been putting together an OD&D thing. Now, what I'd originally planned on doing was I was just going to have a few tables, right? So if you can't see me, these are kind of probably the core of the OD&D system. These are like alternate, so these are kind of based off of the original tables, and I have modified them and played around with them, and I continue to play around with them. But the idea is that there are kind of one or two situations. If you're attacking kind of like an armored person, be it a goblin, a human, an elf, an orc, whatever, right? You would use this matrix, right? You go, what weapon am I using? So I'm using a sword. What armor have they got? Well, they've got medium armor and a shield. Well, that means I follow this line and I want a 10. Right? So if I was the character, if it was my character sheet and my main weapon was a sword, I'd have copied this line down as to what my numbers were. Now you'll see, unlike in other systems, right, the weapons all vary depending on the role. So we don't actually have, like, normally nowadays I think you'd see more of a modifier tag on each of the weapons. So say mace would have like bash damage or blunt damage, and so you say because it does blunt damage, it's got a bonus against heavy armor. Well, this kind of incorporates that concept, but just in the tabular form. Ranged weapons are very good. Now, bearing in mind, this is something we talked about on the computers the other day, is that it's very rare for you to be able to engage an opponent, particularly in dungeon settings, at anything beyond short range, right? So that's a thing. So all the to hits that I have on this table for all the hits I have on this table for missile are based off of the short range, right? Because it's simpler. All I need to know is that this is a roll at short. For standard, I add 1. For long, I add 2 to the target, right? Of course, the other one is monster hit dice versus target's armor level. I could probably have like a hit dice versus hit dice table as well for something else. But also, so at the moment, the party that I'm playing with is very low level, so they broadly can't hit monsters of like level 4 and above. And that's a hangover from OD&D. But yeah, that was cool. So that was just something that was gnawing on my noggin. I don't think I have a huge amount else to think about, really. Oh wow, my last stream hit a record of 2 concurrent viewers. Isn't that nice? Be yourself and have... At some point, one thing that I do kind of think I probably want to do is... I need to find a game that I think is fun, but... Well, I was going to do some... what should we call it? Have you ever seen Wizardry? I've been thinking about playing some Wizardry. But anyway, this is a short one, because I just wanted to talk about, hey, you could take these Wii things and play the game, right? You don't need nothing else. You can just get an SRD, some dice, play the game. Now, is this the simplest setup you could have? No, I reckon you could just make up a game system that was a very straightforward kind of, well, you don't know because I've not said, right? But I reckon you'd have a very simple game that was, I really want to think about what's probably an easy way to do this. Yeah, probably. The thing is that you never know if Word is going to try and like tell everyone all of your details, which of course it is because it's got your name at the top of it. How about Canva? Let's jump into Canva for a second. Canva.com. So another thing that I've been doing recently is playing around with Canva for here's one. For stuff, right? So where are we? Here. If we're going to go over here, browser. MD. Come in, your time is up. Let's see. Right. None of this is important. So I've been thinking about doing like a Miskatonic, so a kind of Lovecraftian thing in the whiteboard. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, you could just sit down and make a game that was like, okay, folks, you've got like your mates. You're like, oh, I want to do some role playing. I don't know what to do. Well, just think of your setting and then go, well, what dice rolls do we want? Well, we want a smarts, fight, and smarts, fight, and cool, right? And you go, these can be, -1 to, or they can start off at like -1, 0, 1, right? You pick which one you're going to do, and then you can have a system which is like, okay, sorry, I keep on moving my finger. Just go, okay, right, so the system is going to be 2d6 plus stat, right? Stat modifier, plus stat, right? So if you went, right, this character's got -1 on smarts, 0 on fight, 1 on kind of being cool, right? And you go, the irony, of course, we won't use shooting potions for thingy, but as you use that, right? So we use that, bish bash bosh, be cool, smarts, fight, off we go. 2d6 plus stat, we can roll, check something. What are we checking? What are we checking here, Dungeon Slime? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so, and have I put this onto the right screen? Yeah, cool. So, you go 2d6 plus stat, and you go, cool, it's a cool roll, it's 6, 6 plus 1, it's a 7, and you go 7 plus is a so very PBTA, right? So you could go 7 plus is a success with consequence, right? 6 and below. 6 and below is a consequent, is a failure. Failure and consequence, and 1 XP, and we go 10 plus is success, right? Straight success. Success with no problems, right? And you go, okay, cool. Well, that's the system. So you go there, you do that roll, you do a 7. You're attempting to convince some cops not to harass you. 7. You could go, right, the cops don't harass you, but a rival group of street punks think that you kind of bowed down to them too much, and they think you're not cool. They think you're less cool, right? Cool. Okay, well, let's go over there and sort out those punks that are kind of making out that we're not cool, and let's give them a good old pounding, right? So we go, right, we'll get into a fight. Double 1. That's a failure. Okay, well, you lose the fight, right? You lose the fight pretty convincingly, and it's not It's no fun, right? You get a good old beating. You go home to your mum, and she chews you out, right? And so now you've got like a status that says, not cool, right? Which gives us a -1 to our cool until we manage to get rid of that. So our cool is currently 1. Oh, the audio stopped. Why have you stopped? Also, that wasn't very vaporwavy for a list which is claiming to be vaporwave. Actually, what I find is probably a better list that I came across on this site was probably Discovery Retrowave. So yeah, right. It's like, so okay, cool. Now you got this negative modifier. Well, you and your crew go out the next day. You meet, and you're like, okay, right. So can we go out and meet up with like someone who might have a gig for us, right? So we can go out. We've got our instruments. We're going to go rocking. Let's go rock, right? Let's go find somewhere to rock. And you go, well, that again is going to be down to your call. So, do you know the people to go hook you up with a nice gig that night? And you go, okay, let's roll. 5, no, and it's no of a consequence, right? So maybe at this point it's like, okay, right, those punks that you met the other day, they've decided that they've got it in for you, and they've blacklisted your name at all the local clubs, right? Maybe one of the kids there was like, they're in, and so you can't get any gigs. So now you're just gonna have to play on the streets, right? And so, let's go. So you've got these smarts to sort out your own equipment, right? Is the character able to sort out their own equipment? 5, 4, 8, yes. So actually, they've managed to find. Rig up like a street performance setup, but you owe a favor to Tony. Right, okay, cool. Right, we owe Tony a favor, but we've got this gear. Okay, cool. And there you go. We got a game, right? We could, you can expand on it as you go forward. Different people that you add in here. Say like, what's your class? What's your gig? And you go, right, well, lead singer. And you can have another one who is like, something else, right? But you start to get the idea there, right? So you don't even need to buy a game. You can just sit there and do the do. So yeah, right. Well, that's kind of like round 2 of like, no, you don't need to spend much money to play a game. Get into a role playing. I'm actually looking forward to, I've got I think it's based on Merkborg for death metal game. But there's a punk rock module for that coming, so that'll be fun. Maybe next time we'll play a proper game and I won't be messing around quite so much. Another thing that I've always wanted is like a Durara. If you've ever seen Durara. Anyone watching blah, 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 words come out of my mouth? Come on, mouth. You know how to form words. You've only been doing them for all of your life. Durara. Great anime. I strongly advise watching. But I've often thought about that as a system, or doing something with that kind of idea. Anyway, well, that was brushing some cobwebs off. So, top bananas. You be cool. Be excellent to everyone. Enjoy life. Kick a Nazi in the face if you happen to find one. Listen to cool music. I've been finding that was another thing that I had, right? I was going to go live and I was like, oh wait, I just found this new album, and this new album's pretty cool. The album was called People Are Machines. The name of the album. From like Skeleton. So that was fun. One person did all the tunes on it, kind of thing. But yeah, top. Filthy. Happy days. I'll try and do some more stuff. I don't make any promises. Because one shouldn't make promises that they don't intend on keeping, I suppose. You be cool now, kid.